I guess not.
Let's see. Recording.
I can hear you really, really, really faintly. My volume's turned all the way up, though.
Can you hear me now?
Great technology is not my strong suit.
Mine either. I'm so bad at technology. Here.
I don't understand. Maybe if I...
So where it says contribution, are we supposed to type that underneath our name?
I think so. So like just what we researched, what we said, I guess. I don't know.
So who wants to start then?
Well, I guess I will because I'm the second group
Okay.
member. So I did visualization for my instructional practice. And I basically picked this because
I'm sorry. I can't get this figured out. Just a second. I don't know where this one. New window. Okay, sorry.
oh, there she is. Can you hear us okay? No.
Can you hear me?
So we can hear you still. And I can't find anything.
Samantha, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Okay. Where did
Robin go?
Robin go? I exited out of the part with the notes, so I'm trying to find that. Maybe she went to go find some headphones.
Maybe. That's a good idea, actually.
Also, I feel like we should exchange phone numbers like maybe over email so it's not like broadcast.
Oh,
I think
Robin's
that
here
might
twice.
be 2.
Oh my god. I'm gonna try restarting my computer and see if that helps.
Okay, so here.
Gonna type are we typing our own contributions in?
I don't know. She wasn't, I don't know.
Take notes on what you're talking about right now because it'll all be like in the same thing.
Yeah, because she says that we all do the same document and then all turn in separate links. But I think there's supposed to be like a designated note taker.
McCall is our note taker.
Okay, so I think this time because McCall's not here, we should just, like, if I present, then you two take notes, and then, you know, whoever's not presenting take notes on what the others are presenting.
Sure.
And that might make it easier.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and McCall
Okay.
never signed up for the group member 1 thing. Okay.
Did what?
We're signed up for the group member 1 thing as a note taker. So I think that sounds fine. While she's doing that, I don't want you to be late for your class. So I will start taking notes under
All right.
Samantha Maxey contribution, right? Is there a specific way I need to do that?
I don't think so. I think it's just kind of maybe like just keep the considerations in mind, but like I think it's pretty much just taking notes on what they said.
So maybe if you addressed the considerations, that would be good.
Okay. So what's your phone number really quick so I have it in here?
I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Live on the thing.
Okay. So I did visualizations. And I chose this because I really like reading fiction novels. And so like it's pretty much just ingrained into the process when you read fiction novels. And so I was really curious how you would teach that. So as far as like how they taught it, you pretty much just before you teach the before you read a book with the students and everything, you just kind of like set like the mood almost. So you discuss with them and you're like, okay, so this is what this book is about. This is where it takes place. You know, like what might that look like? You know, so like if you're reading a book that takes place in medieval times, then you would say, okay, well, they lived in these kinds of houses and it was, you know, this kind of environment and things like that. So you just kind of. Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can finally hear you. I'm so
All right.
sorry.
No, you're fine. So do you want me to just recap really quick?
Yes, please.
Okay, so
We're all
I did
taking notes on each other. So I'm taking notes on Samantha's right now. McCall isn't here.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead.
So let me pull up so for visualizations, the like one of the instructional practices is that before you read the book that you have for your class, you kind of go over like the setting and like how it would feel in this book, and so they kind of get a feel for where the book takes place and everything. So they said in here that, for example, if you're doing a book on medieval times, then you would have them like think about what their first impressions are of medieval times. So like if they can only think of knights and castles, then kind of go with that, or talk about like what it looked like to be a peasant at the time, or a knight, or a king, just kind of give them some context for the book. And then while you're reading, just kind of pause every now and then and just ask them, so what did this sentence, make you visualize in your mind? And, just kind of make sure that they're aware that they have to think about, what's happening, not just read the words to read the words. It kind of helps them gain like a personal connection to it almost, because they're picturing things. And so then that kind of ties into like why you would teach that. And let's see. So
technology.
As far as that goes, it was a lot of like group discussion, and maybe like markers or crayons, or maybe like have them pair into groups and have like a large, like those large sticky notes, but it was just kind of more discussion. Or you could like pull up some pictures on like a PowerPoint, or on like a smart board or something. You can pull up pictures from that time period to give them a context. But a lot of the technologies was just the super basic paper, pencil, colors, things like that, so that they could, develop their own picture. And that was pretty much all that I wrote down. It was just super basic technologies, how to do it, and it kind of helps them develop a context to personalize it.
And that was one of the topics on the, where is it? The website, right? Or the,
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It was one of the ones like under the teacher candidate link. It wasn't.
Okay.
And then this one was the one in the small, the teacher candidate one, and then we're doing the considerations in the small group activity link underneath that. And then what UDL principles did you observe in the ELA lesson plans?
That I was actually confused on, so I didn't really do much with that as far as visualization goes. Yeah, I was just kind of confused on that, so I figured I'd ask you guys.
Okay, let's see. So the UDL principles were like the multiple means of representation, expression. Remember those from the reading?
Oh, yes, okay. So this
yeah, I think that's it.
I think it was multiple means of representation, expression, and
engagement.
Engagement. Okay, so All three, I guess, because the expression is they're trying to, express the pictures in their mind as they're reading the book, and then engagement because um, the visualization gives them context and personal attachment. Um, and the multiple means of engagement, that's where the whole discussion for the verbalization, and then also pulling up pictures from that time period on a smart board for like visual, um, and then maybe for more like hands-on and stuff, you could create like an activity at the end of the book to kind of discuss, okay, this is what you thought of it before this book. How do you think of it now, and how has it changed, and things like that. So you can create a hands-on environment for that as well.
Okay. And then what was the one for expression?
Is they're discussing and they're expressing, the pictures in their head throughout the story.
Maybe they could even like act out what they saw.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a storyboard too, like on the smartboard or whiteboard.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So do you guys want to take a look at what I wrote for the notes and see if that's kind of what you're thinking of? Visualizing what they are. And then if that is good, then we'll move on.
Are the notes just on Google Doc?
Yes. Oh, hi, McCall. Hi.
I'm sorry.
Hi.
Yeah, the notes are on the Google document that Robin made this morning. And then, what should we put for summary by group member name, since we all kind of did? Oh, is that the summary of the entire conversation?
I think that's who wrote down the notes.
Yeah, I think that's who writes the summaries.
So, who wants to be the? Should we just write that all of us wrote it?
We could do that.
Maybe for like the first time we took notes on each other's. Will that get us less credit? I hope not.
That's
I don't
what
know.
we-
She
that's
said
what
she
we
was
did for my
expecting like
last one.
I
What?
got the impression we were all supposed to be taking notes on the same document. I have no idea. I'm so confused.
and
Yeah.
yeah, thought too, but there's so many different aspects to it. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're supposed to be taking notes on the same document. McCall, do you have access to that document?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, I'll go next. So I was covering context clues, which was a little bit interesting when talking about like multiple means of engagement, because it's more of like a concept than an actual like activity.
Mhm.
So what were the contributions again? Okay, so for the instructional practice of context clues, it was mostly talking about how, when a kid is reading and they don't really understand how a word is used in that story, but they may understand the word in a different story. So basically, like, if you're sitting with them, you want to show them the different kinds of context clues and how to identify them. Like, with this kind of ties into the technology aspect of it, because you can use online thesauruses, and they mentioned something like word walls, where you can write up the words that you're a little bit more unfamiliar with, and then you can go over them and what their context might mean with the teacher. And asking them lots of questions like, what does this word mean in this context? Do these give me clues as to what it might mean in the reading? And then they were talking about having an ethnic approach to them. So, like, overall intent of what I'm reading. An instructional topic like science or math, or is it a fictional piece of work? Talking about the genre, and then also comparing the punctuation and seeing if that gives them any clues as to what the overall tone of the text may be. And then when they were talking about what was the other consideration? How's educational technology? Oh, and then the UDL principles. So for multiple means of engagement, the word walls, and just like maybe a group discussion as to what the overall intent of the text is, and how the context fits into the overall structure of the excerpt as a whole. Does that make sense? So like how it's written.
Yeah.
And then like recording them, making lists of the words that the student didn't understand, and then going over them. So I think one of the main UDL principles that's used is the multiple means of action and expression. That's the how of learning, right?
Mhm.
So I think of, like, in that context, you'd want to be able to write down the words that the child doesn't understand. And also, I guess, the multiple means of engagement, because that's the why of learning. And so if they understand the intent, like why something was written, journalism too is like, why did this person write this? And that can sometimes give you a clue as to whether or not the source is credible, and if you can use it in other aspects of what you're talking about. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So hopefully someone was taking notes on that. If not, they'll remember later. That's all I have to say, unless there are any questions.
So on the note, I think I got pretty much everything except for I only got the Y UDL principle. I missed the other.
Okay. The how, the measures that you take to teach about context clues. So like word walls, and making sure that you mark all the words that the child didn't understand so you can go over them later. And what was the other one I had? I have like all my notes right here, and so they're a little confusing. Oh, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, so like making sure that the kids know context clues and how those can give them insight into the text. So like tone or purpose of the text, or maybe a time period that it was written in. And that is all for me, ladies.
All right. I guess I'll go next.
Now, who's taking notes on Robin's?
I do it myself.
McCall, do you want to take notes on Robin's, and then Robin can take notes on McCall's?
Yeah, absolutely.
Works.
Okay, I think that sounds good.
All right, so I did self-questioning. Let me get to the page really quick. So basically, right now, there's 3 different types of questions you can ask, or students can ask themselves when they're reading something to help them understand it. Those are literal questions, inferential questions, and evaluative questions. And the literal questions is basically the information is just presented to them in the reading so they can find it literally. And then inferential questions use context clues to see beyond what they're given. So instead of, this is written really weird. So basically using their previous knowledge and finding context clues in the reading to answer the question that's asked.
Okay, wait, my laptop keeps freezing and I can't hear half of the things you're saying. I'm trying.
Am I talking too quiet? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, but it'll like freeze halfway through and then it'll like go quiet for like 20 seconds. It's been doing that the whole time. I've been trying to figure it out.
Is it just me?
No, it's everyone. It's like the whole
Okay.
like group chat. Even my laptop's like freezing. My Wi-Fi is really bad right now. So
I'm glad I'm not the only one that had technical problems this morning. Like,
my laptop is a mess. But what's the name of yours? So sorry.
self-questioning.
Crap, I chose the same one as you.
And we can obviously go over the Google Doc that wasn't added that you want to be added.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I need to choose a different one though. Okay, but you can continue. I'll just kind of write slow or as quick as I can.
I'll just, when we're done, I'll go through and I'll add whatever got missed.
Okay.
Okay, so inferential questions, context clues, see beyond what's given. Evaluative questions require them to like think about other people's perspectives. So if they're reading something from kind of like the visualizing, so like thinking about what other people are thinking at the time, so a different perspective, and then they also or make them take their own position or make their own judgment on something. And then the steps for teaching this. Step 1 was basically introducing them to the idea of self-questioning and showing them like what kinds of questions you can ask. And then step 2 basically said give them examples, so how they can ask questions themselves and give them like a model. So on the web page it had like a chart that had different questions you can ask while you're reading, and then it said, you know, to take notes in the margins and how you can use these things. And then the 3rd step was just to practice and give them exercises where they can ask questions while they're reading and further understand. And then the technologies that I thought you could use for this was a smartboard or a whiteboard, and then pre-made charts with the questions, and then a Google Docs. We can share the charts and tablets and headphones for reading and whatnot. And then the UDL principles that I thought mostly was engagement, because it's forcing them to engage with the text in a different way. So not only kind of like visualization, where they're not just reading it, they're reading and then thinking about it and asking, and also, you know, seeing what really happened versus just reading to see the words, just like visualization. Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think so.
That was good. No, I think that was good.
Awesome. That's all I got for you guys.
Okay, so I only got emails from a couple of them, so I didn't see that Robin chose the same one as me. But I know multiple, so I can go off the other one. Of course, my laptop's not going to work on me. I'll do somatic mapping. What is going on? So, well, let me look at the questions again.
That's a good idea, Robin.
It kicked me out. I was like, can you guys hear me? And I was just gone. I was like, okay, well.
Oh, no.
My Wi-Fi is literally really bad. Maybe I'll go to the library next time. So semantic mapping is like a way that we can use it in notes or lesson plans is you can kind of like go through and like choose the way like I would probably go over it is like I think a good way is like you can use it for like vocabulary and stuff. So like the kids can like go through the word and like they can choose like words that they don't know, and then they can put like the word in the middle, so then they can like read the word, and then they can look up like the dictionary, they can use it in a sentence, they can like draw a picture, and so like it's easy just to like kind of like go over that again and again, and it's kind of a fun way for them to be learning the vocabulary word. You can use it like as a class as a whole, so then like throughout the class, like they could like maybe trade their maps if they want. They can make multiple, and so they can like keep doing that for like all the words that they don't know until they do understand it. And so like for their step one, it's like just providing a clear explanation of like what it is, like how to like make the map. And then step two is you make sure they have like the strategies and models. One of like the examples they gave was like that you could like go on YouTube and like find like something like a graphic organizer and stuff like that. And then number three is just providing opportunities for practice. So like I said, creating their maps. For technology, I think you could use it in you could probably create a map like online, like they're pretty easy to do, like you can make like a PowerPoint of them or something. And what's my other questions? Oh, what UDL principle? I would say that the UDL principle would be also engagement, just because like you are getting the students to like engage in like their own like way to create a vocabulary definition for each and every word in the readings. It provides like individual work more than group work, but like you could make it group work if you wanted to like maybe like break up the parts of the reading. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I think that sounded pretty good.
I'm glad I knew multiple. I knew 3 of them really well, so I was like,
Sent phone number. I think that might be a more effective way to get a hold of me like faster.
same.
Especially when stuff, comes up. Sure, especially with email, like, cause then you don't know if you replied to everyone or if you just replied to one person. So we can start like a group text. I want to clarify what's going to happen. So I'm going to check to see if it was recorded. And then I'm going to put that link in the Google Docs. And then she has that link because it's in the Google Docs, right? We don't have to send it.
Yeah. And
Separately.
only one of us sends the notes, correct?
No, I think all of us upload.
Sorry, that was like that was the trick question. My last class, only one of us sent the notes, and he'd get really mad at us if we didn't. If like all of us did.
Are you serious? That's weird.
It's really confusing.
So we all upload our own notes into the comments box, right? Not the text submission.
But isn't it just the link?
Yeah, but it's the link to the comments box, right?
In the comments box. Okay, I would have totally done that wrong.
It's that, right?
I have.
Okay,
I mean,
I'll look over it again.
I don't think it matters whether or not it goes in the comments box or if it's like, you know, a written submission or something. As long as she has it, I think it's probably fine. And then she'll probably let us know if,
like, you know, just like try them both. Okay, is there anything else that we have to do?
Did you already share the professor on the notes?
No, because I think we do that when we're done, right?
Do we share it with her, or do we just do anyone with a Bronco State Gmail can edit that link? Or do you share?
Anyone with Bronco Mail with this link can view. Let's see.
But you want to put edit so she can put notes.
Oh.
Can edit. Anyone with the Bronco State Bronco Mail with the link can edit. Okay, we want to do that, and then people. So Lisa Gamer. Send. You are sharing to Lisa Bamer, who is not in the Google Apps organization that this belongs to. Yes. Yeah, okay. That we don't have to worry about. And now that we have this all figured out, can easier to do it next time.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Is that it?
Yeah. Did you guys get on at exactly 9?
Yeah.
No, it was like, what,
A little bit early.
9:06-ish?
Because she can see the time, so we might want to wait, because it's supposed to be 60 to 90 minutes.
I think that's the activity, right?
Yeah, I think she said the meetings were like 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, okay.
There's
This
no
one I
like,
think is you have to also identify the math principles. That's what the activity is. Do we actually turn anything in for this though?
I
Oh,
think it's
what
just
do
the
we do with the Google folder? What do we do with that?
well, I think the Google folder was where we put the note. No, where we find the note template.
Yeah, I think so too. Because then
Yeah.
you make.
So we don't turn anything into that?
I don't think so.
Well, I think the only thing we have to turn in for this is the link to the notes on
Okay.
Blackboard. I think that's the only thing we have to turn in for this. So as long as like we took all of the notes we needed to, then all we have to do is submit the link, and we should be fine.
And okay, just to clarify, on Tuesday nothing was due, correct? Like you had to do all the
Nothing was,
reading, but then
no,
turn-
nothing was actually turned in.
Okay, that was stressful.
I called her and I asked her. Well, and she said she wasn't. I emailed her and I asked her like a week ago if she had a length because that's when I was trying to figure out how early we needed to start it so Samantha could get to class. That she wasn't as concerned with the duration as much as like the quality of the content that we talked about.
Okay, awesome.
So I think ends up being just fine.
Okay. And same time next week.
Yes,
No, actually,
if that works for everyone.
Wi-Fi's up and functioning. This weather's really taking a turn on our Wi-Fi.
Oh no.
Yeah, I can barely get anything to work. But okay, that works for me.
Maybe we should upload the notes like tonight so that people have a chance to add anything if they want.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that. Perfect.
that works.
All right, so just
Well,
submit the link tonight then.
Yeah.
We want to
submit the link tonight. If you want, add your phone number, like just send it out in an email. Because that I know that will be a more effective way to get a hold of me faster. So
It's a Google Hangout. They're complicated to get on, I'll be honest. They're hard to get functioning. No. Google Hangout. Okay. So
you want to set time, have the notes done, turned in. So like, don't add anything after a set time.
yeah, so let's say, when do you guys like go to bed?
Well, I think even if we submit the link, we can still edit the document.
yeah.
Oh, that's
best part about
true.
Google
Okay, so just do it whenever.
Okay. Works. Never mind.
Good thinking, Samantha.
Yeah, that way it's not like someone turns it in and then like the notes are all completely different.
Yeah,
And then it's like, oh, it's not the same document. Whoops.
I guess
No,
that's the good thing about Google Docs.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Well, same time next week.
Okay. See you then.
Don't
See you guys.
fall.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.